Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Twist Happy Hour, where cocktails, culture, crazy, and conversation
Monkeys,
collides.
lizard
And
people.
monkeys, lizard people, and all the things that are on our mind collide. We kick off each episode with some sort of beverage, depending on what time we are filming. Sometimes I have coffee, sometimes I have coffee, and Kate has cocktails. Sometimes we both
Not
have
coffee.
cocktails, not
Sometimes
coffee.
coffee flavored cocktails.
There's a whole different thing.
Look,
We're on opposite coasts, so the time zones get a little fun when it comes to our happy hour.
and
But
according
today,
to me, here it is 7 hours behind.
I know I'm only 3 hours behind, but I wanted to do a science experiment today for our cocktail.
Okay.
So everybody, so this is a blue drink. This is butterfly pea tea. So
Okay.
this is what makes Empress Indigo Gin and a lot of the other purple cocktails turn purple. But the way they turn purple is you have to add a citrus. So I have a little lemon juice, and we're going to add that in. And in theory, there we go. I don't know if you can see.
Ooh, magic.
It's turning purple. I know, I'm like probably not the best glass to do this in, but I just got
Please tell me
this.
about this butterfly pea stuff multiple times.
So super fun if you want to impress your friends. It's a good float so that it slowly seeps down and changes the color of your cocktail. Personally, the smell of actual butterfly pea tea, which is just dried butterfly pea flower, is one of the most horrific smells. It's very grassy and green smelling. So I understand now that I have had the dried flowers in my house. That is why I tend to not like purple drinks, because it's hard to fix that flavor. But I've actually found a couple bartenders who have made really good butterfly pea cocktails, either with
I will
the
have
gin
you know
or yes.
that you have turned me into a gin drinker.
You heard it here, people. How many episodes? 11 episodes in, and I made her a gin drinker.
I ordered of my own volition a gin drink last night at dinner.
No way!
Yeah.
What'd you get?
A bee's knees. I do
Oh
like.
My gosh, I love a bee's knees. I love a bee's knees or a lavender bee's knees.
In fact, a bee's knees. Yep. Yeah, I don't know what's in it or whatever. Honey, I'm assuming.
Oh, it's just honey and gin and lemon. But you can make honey syrup with lavender or with thyme or something like that, so it changes it a little bit. Oh, a lavender honey bee's knees is like my jam in the summer.
We did do a kitchen episode, so you can show me how to make all these syrups.
I know, I do.
Syrups.
I made strawberry syrup and blueberry syrup yesterday because I needed to use up some produce in the fridge. And I just froze it. So we'll see how that works out in a couple weeks when I start playing with cocktails.
Now I'm just going to think about how I say the word syrup or syrup. Syrup?
I say syrup.
Which is weird. We're from the same place. We should have the same way to say
So that's the weird thing. So I'm from Philadelphia. She's from just outside Philadelphia in DelCo, we're the only two people that we need to make this distinction that I lived in Philadelphia.
Technically.
But I was technically. Oh, yes.
Technically, I'm still in the orange on the map.
But you're not in the witch's hat. So
I will say this, regardless of where you live in Philadelphia, DelCo accents are the worst.
DelCo accents are pretty amazing. I keep telling my sister every time we talk, I'm like, oh my gosh. So Kate from DelCo, not from Florida, from DelCo, said this.
In fact, I just was watching a YouTube video that my son was watching, and it is of the Highland brothers or the Highland boys or something. And my son was like, oh, Mom, they're from Philly. And I was like, they don't even have accents. Where are they from? They're from DelCo. They're from media. And I was like, well, they're from deep DelCo.
They must have been rich. They must have been rich DelCo because media has money in my mind.
Media is kind of hoity-toity. It's nice. So yeah, I was laughing because I was like, they don't even have accents.
It's like anything off the main line. I'm like,
I don't know if I do either anymore, but I haven't lived there.
You and I can pop ours on. Like I don't unless I'm around people from Philadelphia.
Yeah. When I go home and visit.
But Philadelphia, to me, too, there's two different distinct accents, depending on where the rest of your family is from. So my parents are from North Jersey. So I get a lot of New York in my Philadelphia accent, while other people have a lot of Lancaster and like Amish country, then that like Pennsylvania Dutch accent. So that's why they say like wooder and syrup or syrup.
Or like
what else do they say? Like aunt. I say aunt. Everything's like a hard vowel to me.
Yeah.
While other people, it's more
I say
soft.
aunt. It's
Yeah.
weird because even my husband, he's from Collegeville, which is not far from where I'm from, and he says things different. Like he says crown, not crayon, which drives me crazy because
I specifically have to think about how I say crayon. Like I say crayon in the most crazy way because I say crown.
Yeah, he says crown. I'm like, that's not how you say it.
Well, recently I just found out, and I think this episode's all going to just be about different ways we say things now. You had sent me a DelCo video where they were asking people like how they pronounce things. And suddenly I'm realizing I pronounce realtor wrong because I say realtor.
Realtor.
Yeah.
I thought it was pronounced. I thought the word was realtor.
Yeah. I didn't know it was realtor. I get it. There's a missing vowel in there. But to me, I'm just like, but it makes sense with the Philadelphia accent. I actually wrote a paper on Philadelphia Ebonics when I was in college because we say things instead of boulevard, we say boulevard. Yeah. And instead of Olney, we say Olney.
Well, and here's the other thing too. I think that Philly specifically, and I don't know, I just might be making this up. The words are very long. We have a lot of very long. We have like Manayunk,
Susquehanna. Susquehanna.
Right? So like Susquehanna, like there's a lot of like Native American words that are very long. There's a lot of Welsh words that are very long in that area. Yeah. So we shorten everything. So like Philadelphia becomes Philly, but also like nobody says Philadelphia. They say Philadelphia. Like,
yeah, we say Philadelphia.
You speak so quickly because you have like this really lengthy word.
Yeah.
That you have
we
to
just
like
take out vowels. We add vowels. We do whatever we want.
Counties, like Delaware County is where I am from. Everybody calls it DelCo.
Yeah.
Like my husband is from Montgomery County. Everybody calls it Monco. It's just everything is short. Like my brother worked in Conshohocken. Everybody calls it. Well, first of all, you say it Conshohocken, or you just say Conchee. Like, oh, they're in Conchee.
Okay, I never heard Conchee, but I wasn't
everybody says that.
See, I call it Conshohocken, but that's just. But yeah.
And so it's really funny to me because I'm like, I think like even like the Walt Whitman Bridge, everybody's like, oh, you got to take the Walt Whitman. And it doesn't sound weird to me, but my dad always
no one else would know what it is.
Right. My dad always used to say the number one way you can tell if somebody's from where we're from is if they're asking you if they want to go eat, right? And they say, gee, no, Joe. That's it. That's the whole, no, Joe.
Well, it's the whole like wit or without whiz. Like,
you don't say with, you say wit.
With, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, Mayor of Easttown, that show, Chef's Kiss, she nailed it. She nailed the DelCo accent.
Amazing.
And it's funny because they were like, oh, it's a Philly accent. And then everybody's like, no, that's a DelCo accent.
Yeah, that's not Philly.
Where it took place was DelCo, and she did a DelCo accent. She did a deep DelCo accent.
Well, even like within Philadelphia, the accents are so different. Like
South
we had
so different.
Northeast Philly, like which are just Neasties. That's what we called them growing up. And it was kind of a derogatory term sometimes. But yeah, and then you had South Philly, and you kind of knew where everybody was. The number one way I would suss out people when they were like, oh yeah, I'm from Philadelphia, I'd go, what high school did you go to? Because that told me that told you a lot about somebody. You either went to your neighborhood school or you went to one of like the choice magnet schools or whatever. And it would tell me what accent you're going to come at me with.
It's funny that you say that though. Even now I'm thinking like even our high school names were shortened. Like there was a Catholic school called, I feel like it was Bishop Prendergast.
And
everybody called it Prendy. It was Prendy.
Prendy?
Yes. Gosh. And like, so everything was shortened. Marple Newtown High School was where I went to high school, and everybody just called it Marple.
Yeah.
Nobody called it.
I went to the Philadelphia High School for Girls. We just called it Girls High.
Girls High. I know, right?
Well, Creative and Performing Arts, like high school was Kappa. And although I can say like out here in California, we have a lot of like choice schools. So like California Academy of Math and Science, which is camps. And, there's a couple other ones, where like Polytechnical High School is Polytech, which is where Snoop Dogg went to.
Well,
and my kids do not. So
everything is shortened in Philly and quick, and everybody's got, it's just, that's our life. We got to go.
Well,
quick.
the funny thing is my parents now live in Montgomery County. They moved once, my sister and I left town. But then I moved to Silver Spring, Maryland,
Okay. Yeah.
which is in Montgomery County, which was
Right.
called Moco. Like we would just call it, it's like Visit Moco was the tourism board. And I was just kind of like, I don't know how to tell people what county I live in because there's two of them.
Well, it is really interesting, like the different dialects that come from. I met with somebody yesterday who had a Eagles wallet, but he did not have a Philadelphia accent. And I was like, "What's this about? You're not from Philly."
Well, would you know that I was from Philly?
What's that?
Would you know that I was from Philadelphia based on how I talk now? No. But I mean, get one too many cocktails in me, or get my friends on the phone with me from like that I grew up with, and all of a sudden that accent like kicks in, and it's like hard. My husband just like looks at me and starts laughing hysterically.
Yeah, normally this time of year for me is pretty big in the Philly accent because normally we go up and visit, and I'm at my mother's house for like 14 days or whatever.
Yeah, and
my husband just took my boys up, and I stayed here. But normally, then by the end of that, I'm like, "Ma, get me a sandwich!" Like.
Oh, yeah. Like after so we go to the lake for 2 weeks with my family. And usually every time I come back, it takes a couple days for me to settle back into my normal accent now. But like, because I'm being with my sister and my dad and everybody, and we're all talking. And, even right now, I'm like, I can feel it kind of creeping back in. So I'm like, no.
Now, I've heard that it's when we say the word talk, because we say TAWK instead of TALK. I don't know how to say it, and I can't say talk. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So I actually was in an interview with somebody, and halfway through the gal asked, "Where are you from?" And she's like, "Originally." I'm like, "Philadelphia." And she's just like, "Yeah, I could tell. Me too, because of the way you say home. Home. Like,
I guess, but see, I don't hear that. That's really funny because the one dude that I sent you says like home. And I'm like, do I say that? Does it? Like, I don't
think we say it anymore, but like I was close enough out of living there that I still would be like, oh yeah, when I go home, it's like, it's subtle, but it's there. So I can pick out people now from like based on how they say home.
How they say that. I got in trouble when I went with our friend Rob to Home Depot, and he was like, "Hey, I'm going to Home Depot. Do you want to come with me? Do you need anything?" And I said, "Yeah, I got to get some caulk." And he was like, "I'm sorry, you have to get some what?" I was like, "I got to get some caulk." And he's like, "You have to get some what?" I was like, "What? Why are you being weird?
Why is this a weird thing?"
And he was like, what? You have to get what?" And I was like, and he's like, "Say that word again." I'm like, "Caulk." And he's like, "Caulk." And I'm like, "What's caulk?"
Caulk?
I don't say it like that.
I know. Well, that's the thing. It's these specific words. You have to think about it. You have to really think about it. It's like so many people say especially now. The word is especially. My sister used to harass me for saying especially. Guess who says especially now? Yeah, my sister. And now I only say especially. And I'm like, because it's so in the mainstream now that everywhere you go.
Saying that?
People say especially all the time. Like now you're going to hear it. But
in the South, it is, I seen him. Like, oh, I seen him down by the river. And that makes me go crazy.
So the Southern thing, have we talked about this? The Southern thing that has shown up now, and I was talking to like a teenager in the neighborhood. It wasn't even my own kids. Spill the tea. The teenager saying spill the tea, or like, oh yeah, the tea. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
That's a thing with the hot piping tea. Oh yeah.
Like,
I love this.
I'm like, that's a Southern thing. They're like, no, it's not. I'm like, it is legit a Deep South 100%. Phrase to say. We're going to spill the tea now. South. We're going to go visiting and spill the tea. Like, and I'm fixing to do that tomorrow. Like, those are my 3.
Fixin' is a big one here. Set instead of sit is a big one in the South.
That's weird.
Yeah, the things that drive me the nuts is the craziest are the I seen that,
Past, present, and future tense people. Grammar is important.
Grammar is important. They don't care. They don't.
Now that we've gone totally off the topic we were going to talk about, which I can't even remember what it is now, but I'm sure we'll talk about it in a later episode. We're going to wrap this up and say thank you, everybody. If you enjoyed listening to us ramble about how to pronounce different words, and if you pronounce different words differently than how you think they're supposed to be said, like, follow, subscribe, all the things to keep up with us as we talk pop culture, politics, random stuff, and whatever
Apparently
pops
dialect. I mean, whatever.
dialect, ebonics, and anything that pops up
Weird.
into Kate's head during the week that I say, yeah, we should totally talk about that. So for
Little
now,
weird.
thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon. Bye.